Hello, friends. Most people think that getting someone to chase you is about strategy, what to say, when to text, how long to wait before replying. But the truth is, none of that matters if the foundation isn't right. And that foundation is confidence, real magnetic confidence. The kind that doesn't need validation to feel worthy. When someone is truly confident, they don't chase. They attract. That energy is unmistakable. You walk into a room and people can sense it. You're not seeking approval. You're not trying to prove yourself. You simply are asterisk. And that presence is powerful. But let's be honest. Confidence can feel like a vague word, or something reserved for people who already have it all together. So what does magnetic confidence actually look like in your day-to-day life? It starts with how you talk to yourself. Are you your own cheerleader or your harshest critic? Do you celebrate your wins, even the small ones, or constantly focus on what's missing? The person who radiates confidence isn't necessarily the loudest in the room. They are the most self-connected. They know what they bring to the table. They don't fear rejection because they understand that their value doesn't decrease based on someone else's ability to see it. That kind of energy is irresistible not because it tries to be, but because it doesn't need to be. Think about it. When someone is fully living their life, when they're passionate, engaged, and excited about their future, you want to be around them. Their light draws you in. You find yourself wanting to know more, to be closer, to feel what they're feeling. That's what magnetic confidence creates. You don't have to manipulate someone into chasing you when your life is already something worth chasing. So how do you build that? By investing in yourself, by pursuing the things that make you come alive. Whether that's your career, your health, your hobbies, your friendships, those are not distractions from your love life. They're the foundation of it, because someone who's grounded in purpose doesn't cling to attention. They don't need to play games or pretend to care less. They show up as they are, and that honesty is refreshing in a world full of masks. When you cultivate real confidence, you stop trying to impress and start trying to connect. You're not trying to be chosen. You're choosing to. You're not afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right, because you know that being alone is not a punishment. It's a space for growth, reflection, and alignment. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's interest and start measuring it by your own integrity. The most attractive people are the ones who are already full before anyone else walks into their life. They're not waiting to be completed. They're already complete. And from that place, love is no longer a desperate need. It's a beautiful addition. When someone sees that in you, when they feel that energy, they can't help but want to get closer. They want to be part of your world. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're already someone worth having. If you want someone to truly chase you, it's not about withholding affection or acting disinterested. It's about knowing your value and communicating it through clear standards, not manipulation. Too many people fall into the trap of thinking that playing hard to get means being unavailable, cold, or difficult. But real attraction isn't built on confusion. It's built on clarity. And clarity begins with knowing exactly what you want and having the courage to stand by it. When you set standards in your relationships, you're not being demanding. You're being self-aware. You're saying, this is what matters to me. This is what I need to feel safe, respected, and fulfilled. That's powerful. Because when someone feels your clarity, they instinctively rise to meet it, or they fall away, which saves you from wasting time. You don't have to test someone to see if they care. You simply live your truth and watch how they respond. But this doesn't mean being rigid or controlling. It's not about creating rules to trap someone or punish them. It's about having a strong internal compass and refusing to compromise your self-respect for temporary attention. For example, if consistent communication matters to you, you don't need to guilt someone into texting more. You just calmly state your truth. I enjoy relationships where I feel connected and in touch regularly. That's not drama, it's honesty. And if someone truly wants to be part of your life, they'll adjust because they value your presence. This kind of standard setting doesn't push people away. It draws in the right ones, the ones who are emotionally mature, who are looking for depth, not games. When you stop tolerating inconsistency, mixed signals, or bare minimum effort, you make space for someone who actually wants to show up for you. You don't have to threaten or play games to inspire pursuit. The simple act of knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle for less is often enough to spark that chase. It's also important to note that setting standards doesn't mean delivering ultimatums or being harsh. It's not about control. It's about creating a relationship environment where mutual respect thrives. You're not saying, do this or else. You're saying, this is who I am and this is how I love best. That level of emotional maturity stands out in a world where people are used to manipulation disguised as connection. When you own your standards without apology, you invite people to treat you better, not because you begged them to, but because they want to rise to your level. And the ones who don't, let them go. Let them filter themselves out. Not everyone is meant for you, and that's okay. The ones who truly matter won't be scared by your standards. They'll be drawn to them. In the end, it's not about making someone chase you by pretending to be someone you're not. It's about standing tall in who you are and letting that self-respect do the heavy lifting. You don't need games when you're grounded. You don't need to create artificial distance to spark interest when your energy already communicates. I'm not here to be convinced. I'm here to be met. So forget the tactics. Forget the timelines. Focus on alignment. Focus on truth. Because when you lead with that level of authenticity, you attract people who are ready, not just to chase, but to commit. And that's when the magic really happens. One of the biggest mistakes people make in dating is thinking that being mysterious means being confusing. They believe that if they're vague, unpredictable, or emotionally distant, it will make the other person chase them harder. But real emotional connection doesn't come from playing games. It comes from creating chemistry that's grounded in clarity, and presence. People don't chase what they don't understand. They chase what moves them. Emotional chemistry isn't about manipulating someone's feelings. It's about making them feel something genuine in your presence. When you have a real, open, connected interaction with someone, you leave an imprint on them. You become memorable not because you disappeared or acted indifferent, but because you showed up as honest, curious, and emotionally available. That kind of presence is rare, and people are drawn to it. Think about the most magnetic conversations you've ever had. They weren't full of forced lines or clever tricks. They had rhythm, emotion, laughter, and vulnerability. There was a moment where you felt like, wow, this person really sees me. That's what makes someone chase you, not because you held attention, but because you gave it in a way that felt real and earned. That being said, creating emotional chemistry doesn't mean oversharing or putting everything on the table at once. There's power in pacing. The goal isn't to give away the entire story right away. It's to reveal just enough to build intrigue while holding space for deeper connection over time. You can be authentic without being an open book. You can invite curiosity without being calculated. You can share your truth without giving away your whole soul in the first few moments. One of the most attractive qualities you can offer is presence. In a world full of people glued to their phones, half listening or thinking of what to say next, someone who is truly there with you stands out. When you give someone your full attention, ask thoughtful questions, and genuinely listen, you create a space where they feel emotionally safe. And once someone feels emotionally safe with you, they want more of that. They crave it. That's where the chase begins, not because you've disappeared, but because your presence is something they want to return to. At the same time, it's important to hold a little mystery, not in the form of games, but in the form of self-respect. You're not obligated to explain every decision, justify every boundary, or reveal every detail of your life right away. When you have a rich inner world, when you're passionate about your goals and interests, when you're content in your solitude, that naturally creates space for curiosity. And it's that kind of mystery that keeps people intrigued. Not confusion, but the sense that there's more to discover about you. Emotional chemistry also means being comfortable with your own feelings. When you're not afraid to express warmth, affection, or even disappointment when necessary, you show emotional depth. And emotional depth is magnetic. It shows that you're not just going through the motions, you're invested, engaged, and connected. People chase that kind of authenticity because it makes them feel alive. It wakes them up. So if you want someone to pursue you, don't retreat into silence or pretend to be unaffected. Instead, lean into connection, create moments that feel real, share your thoughts, laugh without holding back. Ask the questions no one else does. Be the person who makes them feel understood. And most importantly, don't chase chemistry create it. When someone feels that emotional spark with you, they don't forget it. They don't walk away from it easily. Because in a world full of surface-level attention, you offered something deeper. And that's what they'll keep coming back for. Not because you manipulated them into wanting you, but because you gave them a feeling they can't shake. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in your love life is learning how to let go of the outcome while holding onto your personal power. So many people try to get someone to chase them by focusing on results. Did they text back? Are they thinking about me? Did I say the right thing? This constant obsession with what the other person is doing creates anxiety, overthinking, and a sense of emotional neediness that actually pushes people away. Ironically, the more you try to control the outcome, the less control you actually have. True attraction isn't about managing someone else's behavior. It's about owning your energy. Letting go of the outcome doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means your happiness and sense of worth are not dependent on whether one specific person chooses you or not. When you're anchored in that mindset, you become unshakable. You're no longer waiting for someone to validate your value. You're living it. That shift is magnetic. People can feel when you're whole on your own. They sense that you're not desperate, not trying to be chosen. You're simply choosing yourself. Think about the people you've been most attracted to. Chances are, they weren't begging for your attention. They were living their life, pursuing their passions, and grounded in who they were. That's the kind of energy that draws people in. Not because it's performative, but because it's real. When you're enjoying your life, prioritizing your peace, and pouring into yourself, you naturally become more attractive. Not by trying to be, but by being. Asterisk, that's the power of detachment. It frees you to show up authentically. You're not afraid to express interest, but you're also not crushed if it's not reciprocated. You're able to give love without losing yourself in it. And that balance, that calm confidence is what inspires pursuit. You're not running after anyone, yet people feel pulled toward you because your vibe says, I'm good either way. This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about having the self-worth to know that your life doesn't stop based on someone else's level of attention. It's about trusting that the right connection will stick. Not because you tried harder, but because you stayed true to yourself. You don't need to manipulate, chase, or constantly monitor someone's interest level. You simply show up, be real, and let their actions speak. If they want to be there, they will be. And if they don't, you won't force it because your peace is more valuable than temporary attention. One of the best ways to hold onto your power is to keep your life full. Invest in your friendships. Cultivate your passions. Take care of your health. Learn new things. Explore the world around you. The more alive you feel within yourself, the less you look to someone else to fill your emotional gaps. When love becomes a bonus instead of a lifeline, you stop chasing and start attracting. You become the kind of person others want to chase, not because you're playing games, but because your life is something they want to be part of. Letting go of the outcome also gives you the freedom to walk away when something doesn't feel right. You're not sticking around out of fear of being alone. You're willing to leave situations that don't align with your values. That's powerful. It shows that your standards are real, not just words. And it teaches others how to treat you, because they know you're not afraid to choose yourself. At the end of the day, making someone chase you without playing games comes down to this. Live your life with purpose, protect your peace, and trust your worth. You don't need to control what happens next. Just focus on being the best version of you. When you do that, you won't have to chase love. It will naturally find its way to you. And the ones who are meant for you won't need to be convinced. They'll recognize your value and they'll come closer. Not because you tried to make them, but because they wanted too.